Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the loot that dropped from Dark Falz Aegis, specifically the Neo weapons and what its weapon potential is, whether it's better than the Gunblaze weapon, and all of that stuff. But before we jump into the video, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So before we start looking at the Neo weapons, the very first thing I need to announce to everyone is it is Ultra PSO2 day. By the time this video comes out, Ultra PSO2 day has started literally like 2 hours ago. So please take advantage of it because Ultra PSO2 day will last for a total of 3 days. It'll last from February 2nd till February 5th. So you want to take advantage of it because there are a lot of boosts. So for the next 3 days, all players, free to play, premium players, it doesn't matter, everyone gets this buff. We all get a 50% EXP earned, 50% rare drop rate, as well as drop item preset skill rate plus 150%. This is the fixed drop rate, and this is super duper important because, well, you know, when we're farming Dark Falz Aegis, we are looking for those Neo weapons with high fixes, so you want to take advantage of this. This buff over here is the difference of you getting a Fixa 1 Fatale weapon versus a Fixa 3 Fatale weapon. It's a big deal, so you do want to make sure that you take advantage of this. However, that is not all. We are also getting a bunch of free goodies simply by logging in. You're going to get 100 star gems, you're going to get 4 special scratch tickets, you're going to get an augment enhancement success rate plus 100%, as well as an augmentation success rate plus 20%. Now on top of that, we are also getting ultra affordable items in the SG shop. So the star gem shop is being updated with a couple of limited time items. So the first one is the ultra special set over here. It's 30 days of material storage, 30 days of the extended storage, and rare drop rate plus 100% for 24 hours, as well as a bonus refined form 10 ticket. Now this package will cost you 1,300 star gems, which is quite a lot, and personally I don't think this package is worth it, mainly because if you were to buy all 3 of these items separately, it's going to cost you 1,300 SG. The only thing you're benefiting over here is the refined form 10 ticket. So I mean, if there is something that you really want and you just need another selector ticket, then yes, this is going to save you technically 2,000 star gems because you don't need to pull that many times to get the guaranteed selector ticket. But honestly, I don't think this package over here is super attractive unless there's something that you really want from the SG scratch. However, the ultra support melee set over here looks a lot more attractive. First of all, it's going to give you an N rare drop rate plus 100% for 24 hours. It's going to give you a Frostal Soul 4S as well as Alt Secreta 4S. Now this doesn't look that bad, mainly because Frostal Soul 4 is kind of a pain in the butt to get, and since this is the S variant, it's a 100% success rate, so there's no gambling involved, which is really nice. And to be honest, if you were to buy the N rare drop rate 100% for 24 hours, it's going to cost you 900 star gems anyway. So basically you're getting the Frostal Soul as well as the Alt Secreta 4 for free, which is very nice. Now as for the ultra support set range and technique, these two packages aren't as attractive, mainly because Croc Soul 4 as well as Arm Soul 4 aren't worth that much money. Frostal 4 is expensive because it is very difficult to farm for, and that's why it's rare, versus the Croc Soul and the Am Soul you can just get from the Urgent Quest, and that's why these capsules aren't as expensive. But nevertheless, if you were planning to go really hard for the next 3 days because of Ultra PSO2 day, you can purchase all 3 of these packages just for the end rare drop rate plus 100% for 24 hours, and then pop it every single day and just go really hard on farming. However, personally, I don't recommend going that crazy. Maybe just buy one package. Personally, I think the melee set is the most attractive one if you do have the star gem or if you can afford it. And the last campaign I want to cover over here is the Niji Sanji collaboration beginner boost event. So we do get an EXP earn plus 20%. This applies to all the combat zones. However, on top of that, every day that you log in, you get a bunch of new stickers over here with the signatures. It's pretty nice. And if you log in for a total of 7 days, you get 5 special scratch tickets. All right, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to share is today's keyword. The keyword is fried _ not _ frozen. So that is fried with a PHRIED _ not _ frozen with a PH again. And once you type this in Alliance chat or party chat or an all chat, then what you're going to do is come to systems over here, go to get campaign items. And once you click on this, first of all, you're going to see there is apology for the daily task because they did mess up on the special scratch tickets or something. So 20 star gems there. You're also going to notice that it is Ultra PSO2 day already. So we get all of our boosts right here. So make sure to pick all of that up, 100 star gems. And then of course the keyword itself over here gives you 50 star gems as well as 2 Rappy Shape Fritters. You want to take advantage of the Rappy Shape Fritters because that is a try boost that lasts for 24 hours. So you can definitely pop that since it is Ultra PSO2 day. So you want to take advantage of all of these different buffs because it's a very good time to farm for the next 3 days. And once that is done, just make sure that you consume all of the SG tickets, and we're gonna put all of this away. Future Care over here, I have another keyword to share with you guys. So the second keyword is dark falls _ please. Once you enter the keyword, you're gonna press escape, go to systems, go to get campaign items and receive item account, and right here David plays NGS. It's another 50 star gems as well as 7 Ragdoll memories, so make sure to pick that up. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let us look at the new Neo weapons as well as the new Ajax Armor. And it just so happens in the middle of this recording, we actually got another urgent quest. So you can see right here, the Battle of Halfa Lake. So I'm definitely gonna be running that, but hopefully I'll be able to wrap things up before we do the urgent quest in 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna briefly cover the armor first because this is very straightforward. So this is the Ajax Armor. As you can see over here, it gives you 30 HP, 5 PP, as well as 3.5% all potency. However, on top of that, it also gives you 1% damage resistance. So this is pretty nice, especially if you are going for a balanced build, because it is just slightly better than the Phantasy armor. Personally, I do not recommend upgrading to the Ajax Armor unless you were already planning to upgrade. The main reason I say this is because, you know, re-augmenting everything with your Addy capsules and all of your expensive capsules over here is going to be a pain in the butt, especially the Mastery 4 capsules. Having to redo that is just a pain in the butt. So personally, for the average player, I do not recommend upgrading to the Ajax Armor. And if you are an endgame player or a min-maxer, you're probably using the Eclair Suit Armor anyway, which is actually 4% potency versus this one, which is 3.5%. So there is absolutely no reason why you would downgrade your armor and lose damage to go for the Ajax Armor. Alright, with that out of the way, we have to look at the Neo weapons over here. So let's see what the weapon potential is. So as you can see over here, I am currently on the PSO2 ARC's Visi phone, and we can see what the weapon potential is right here. As you can see, at level 4, it gives you a whopping potency plus 32%, photon blast gauge charge when attacking plus 25%, and PP consumption reduced by 15% for 90 seconds after using a photon blast. The main selling point for the Neo weapons is its raw potency. Plus 32% potency is absolutely insane. However, not only is its potency crazy high, its base attack stat at plus 60 is absolutely bonkers as well at 761 damage. So the Gunblaze weapons at enhancement level 60 only give you 752. So this is an additional 9 damage plus the insane amount of potency of 32% versus the Gunblaze, which only gives you 23%. So I know a lot of you guys are probably asking yourself, is the Gunblaze even worth using anymore? You know, clearly the Neo weapons are insane with that 32% potency with higher attack stat. Clearly it's better than the Gunblaze weapons, right? But lucky for us, Mill has done all of the math for us, so we don't even need to guess. So as we can see right here, this is comparing to a no fixa Neo weapon that drops from Dark Falls. And what we're going to be looking at is at the estimated average over here. So compared to a regular Koklophus weapon, you can see that it's actually going to give us almost 7% DPS increase compared to a regular Koklophus weapon. However, keep in mind that our Koklophus weapon is not without a fixa. Most of us are probably rocking a fixa attack 3 or at least a fixa attack 1 Koklophus weapon. So if you look over here, then you can see that the DPS increase is only about 3% or 5% depending on what type of fixa you are using on your Koklophus weapon. However, keep in mind this is on Koklophus Plus, which means that it is against a Doll's unit, while the Neo weapon have no conditions. It's just raw potency, so this applies to all mobs. So you just need to understand that the Koklophus weapon does have specific conditions, and it's exactly the same with the Gunblaze as well. The Gunblaze Plus is when you have the Flawless unit passive activated, which means you don't take any damage. The moment you take any damage and lose the Flawless unit buff, you can see that you lose a ton of damage. However, you know, let's say that you do play perfectly. What fixes do you need on a Gunblaze to even compete with a fixaless Neo weapon? weapon. So as you can see over here, if you have a fix attack 2 or above on your Gunblaze weapon and you play perfectly, then sure, it's gonna break even at 0.05% DPS increase. However, the main one that a lot of people are going to be looking at is going to be, of course, the Fixa Fatale. So if you have a Fixa Fatale 5, like what I had on my Ship 4 character, remember those fists that drop, freaking insane, it is a 3.65% DPS increase over a Neo weapon that does not have a Fixa. So you do get a DPS increase over here. However, the moment that we get into the territory of the Neo weapons with Fixas, it blows the Gunblaze out of the water. As you can see over here, if you do get crazy lucky and you do get a Fixa Fatale 5 Neo weapon, it's a 7% damage increase, so that's like 4% more damage than even a Gunblaze weapon with a Fixa Fatale 5. However, that is only part of the story. What you also want to look is at your build, because the Neo weapons are just dealing raw damage. So it's very, very important to have a lot of floor potency if you are using a Neo weapon. The advantage of using a Gunblaze weapon is you have a lot of critical chance. So if you are going for the pure potency, no floor potency, and you just depend on those crits in order to deal most of your damage, well then the Gunblaze weapon is still the way to go for you, but you're definitely going to be looking at a high level Fixa Fatale 4 or 5 because you need that really high crit chance in order to make your build work. So just understand that if you do have a full potency build with no floor potency, when you switch to a Fixa-less Neo weapon, you're definitely going to notice that you're going to be hitting lower numbers because your damage adjustment or your variance is very wide. You might be hitting 50% of your damage sometimes, 90% of your damage sometimes, versus if you had high critical chance, your damage is going to be a lot more consistent. So in conclusion, the Neo weapons are absolutely bonkers insane. You definitely want to use them. However, just understand if you do use a Neo weapon, your floor potency is extremely important. Please do not neglect your floor potency. If you don't have any floor potency, you are definitely going to notice a lot of variance in your damage numbers. You might hit super low, you might hit super crazy high. It's going to be very, very RNG. However, if you have already heavily invested in a pure potency build with no floor potency at all, then you might want to look at a Gunblaze weapon with a very high Fixa Fatale instead and just use that, because the damage that you deal with that Gunblaze weapon is going to be higher than a naked Neo weapon or a Neo weapon without any Fixa. So just understand the advantages and disadvantages. And last but not least is also take advantage of Ultra PSO2 Day. You can see right now with Ultra PSO2 Day activated, I have a 109% RDR, and I only have the Rappy Shape Fritters, I've got the food buff as well as the region mag buffs over here, and of course my add-on skills. So the Ultra PSO2 Day buff gives you a significant amount of rare drop rate, which is going to help you a ton when you're farming for Dark Falls. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!